India's influence in global politics has been on the rise over the last few years. It's yet to be viewed as a truly global power. As we slowly gravitate and adjust to a multipolar global order, India actually has a historic opportunity to take what many see is a long deserved place at the high table of global affairs. And on the face of it, India's aspirations are legitimate. We're the world's largest democracy, we're a stable secular society with strong economic fundamentals, and a history of taking an extremely principled stance on global affairs. However, I firmly believe that our foreign policy is out of sync with these global aspirations and is actively preventing us from meeting them. I argue in this that the disconnect is a combination of both internal and external factors. I will be focusing on the internal ones. The major problem with our foreign policy and the internal impact on it is that our domestic politics are allowed to hijack crucial foreign policy objectives. When domestic deal making becomes the primary requirement for foreign policy decisions, our actual decision making capabilities by the foreign policy process and their ability to follow up on it becomes extremely unpredictable. Now, two specific examples of this would be Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. India's vote in favor of the UN resolution castigating Sri Lanka based solely on political pressure from Tamil Nadu led us to depart from the normal practice of not voting for country specific resolutions. The impact: this damaged our relations with Sri Lanka, a strategic neighbor, and allowed it to float within China's sphere of influence, as could be seen later in port development contracts. Moreover, if we're looking at Bangladesh, Mamata Banerjee's opposition to the TISA agreement actually prevented it from being signed. This embarrassed both India and Bangladesh, and the Sheikh Hasina government had made this a cornerstone of her foreign policy. Moreover, it meant that Bangladesh continued to withhold its transit agreement in retaliation, which would have given us crucial access to the Northeast, which is unprecedented. Such uncertainty prevents India from contributing to a stable and prosperous South Asia and from actively taking up a leadership role. This gets compounded when we look at past interventions, such as in Sri Lanka, the Maldives, and Nepal, by India, which have actually contributed to a perception in our neighborhood of a hegemon. We need to dispel this with our economic power as soon as possible. Finally, capacity. Our diplomatic cadre is around 600 in number, compared to China, which is 4,200, compared to Brazil, which is over 1,000, and compared to the United States, the true global power right now, which has a diplomatic cadre of almost 20,000.